Hi everybody, it's Ruby, and today I have a Ruby Likes to Ramble video for you all. I feel like I really haven't done these as much as I need to, just because I know that I always get a lot of positive feedback whenever I make these videos, but it's just one of those, it's like a series that I started and then I always forget to do them. So in case you guys don't know, Ruby Likes to Ramble is a series that I do on this YouTube channel that's kind of like a Q&A, except rather than focusing on multiple subjects, I focus on just one subject per video. Now, these are subjects that I specifically find very, very, very important enough to make an entire video about, which is why I'm making one today. Also, two things before we get started. I know I have a glare on my glasses. For some reason, I can just not fix that today. And then I feel like I wear this hat in every single one of my videos, and even though it's like not fall anymore or winter at all, I'm still gonna wear it because I love this hat and it's literally one of my favorites. So I decided to throw this on and make this video. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently a junior in high school, and in a few short months I will officially be a senior in high school, which is absolutely crazy to think about. But recently, while I was thinking about the fact that I am an upperclassman and next year I'm going to be a senior, I was thinking a lot about the stereotypes that are put on upperclassmen. One of the main ones that stuck out to me is that we constantly go out and party on the weekends, or we just live this kind of extremely like rebellious lifestyle that's filled with partying. While it may be true that a lot of upperclassmen in high school, or not even upperclassmen, just a lot of high schoolers in general, do embrace that kind of partying lifestyle, it's just never been kind of the way I roll. So today I thought I would sit down for you all and make a Ruby Likes to Ramble video all about why I don't party. This is also going to touch on peer pressure and just some challenges that the everyday high schooler might face. So I figured that this video would be really helpful, especially for my girls and my guys that are going into high school, or that are maybe in high school and facing a similar situation like I am. But I really hope you all enjoy this video, and like I said, if you guys have any other ideas for future Ruby Likes to Ramble videos, please leave them in the comment section down below, and I will be more than happy to film those videos for you all. So I've always been a very independent person, and I've also always been one of those people who's very, very grounded in their beliefs, and I don't sway very easily. My opinion isn't very easily changed for most things, and I've always just been very, very grounded in my beliefs and what I believe in. So when I got to high school, I was immediately introduced to this brand new atmosphere where there were a lot of like social gatherings going on and a lot of parties. Then of course, as I've become an upperclassman, those parties become more frequent, and then for a lot of my friends, it's just become a part of their lifestyle. And although that's what a lot of my friends choose to do, all of my friends know that I do not partake in any sort of partying. It's just not my lifestyle. It's never really been the way that I want to spend my weekends, or I want to spend my evenings. And I think it's very rare for somebody my age to talk about why they choose to kind of go against the norm and choose to not embrace that ultra social like partying lifestyle, or how basically I can still be social without partaking in the drinking and the smoking and everything like that. So that's kind of what I really wanted to talk about in today's video. I know that I get a lot of questions from not only my friends, but people who are my age and who are currently in high school that are like, so Ruby, are you telling me that you really don't party? And when I say yes, that's always very surprising for quite a few of them. But I also do want to say, before I kind of get into my decision as to why I don't party and I don't drink and I don't smoke, I just want to make a little disclaimer here and say that if that is your lifestyle, that is totally fine with me. I've always been one of those people who's very go with the flow and kind of like do whatever you want to do, love who you want to love, make the choices that you want to make, but respect mine and just don't make me try and change them. So with that in mind, let's move on as to why I make the choices that I make, because I think that's really why you guys are watching this video, or at least I hope. If you're not interested, just click out. It's okay. It's okay. So I went into high school already knowing that partying was just not going to be my scene. I wasn't interested in all of that. And I think it really starts with kind of my background and who my family is. So both of my parents never were partiers back in high school. Neither one of them went out drinking. Neither one of them went out smoking with friends. It was just something that wasn't in their vocabulary, and they didn't want it to be a part of their lifestyle. And so through that, I think that definitely influenced me. Although, like, that's not to say that kids are always going to do what their parents do. However, for me, that was just something that I really admired in my parents. Also, I know that for me, with the career choice that I want to pursue, which is being a musical theater performer and being an actor and being a singer, going out late, staying out late almost every weekend, drinking, smoking, partying can be really detrimental to your physical health. And so everybody who I know who's currently in the entertainment business, You know, they all kind of said the same thing, which was, you know, in high school they just really didn't partake in that scene because it just, you know, it wasn't going to be beneficial to them at all. You know, not to mention, and I don't want to sound like a parent in this video, but not to mention something that's always kind of stuck out to me when people don't, or when people ask me why I don't party, I kind of want to say to them, like, isn't it obvious? When you break it down, drinking and smoking in high school is not legal. And some people try and overlook the technicalities of it and say, well, everybody's doing it, and they feel like, you know, they're going to be pressured into doing it anyway, one time or another in high school, so they should just do it eventually. However, I kind of look at it in the other way and just think people are going to respect you a lot more in high school if you don't do that stuff. Even if they don't actually say it to you, they will respect you a ton more for making the decision of not partaking in certain things that a lot of high schoolers do. And I've just always looked at it as, yes, maybe the majority of high school students do drink and they smoke and they party, but the first two things that I mentioned, let's not do partying because that can be classified as a lot of things, but drinking and smoking as a high schooler isn't legal. And people will sometimes look at me and be like, oh, well, you just sound like a parent, you sound so strict. And honestly, like, that's fine if you believe that, but I just think that personally that's a really, really lame way of defending your choices, because when you break it down and you look at the cold, hard facts, it is illegal. And not to say that I'm some goody two-shoes who always follows the rules and is uptight and never likes to have fun. Believe me, I like to have fun. But I'm a firm believer in that any high schooler and any young adult can have fun without alcohol and without, you know, drugs being involved, drugs of any kind. I'm not like specifically mentioning something, but I've just always been a believer that I can have just as much fun as the person who is drunk and dancing on the table next to me, only I'll be able to remember it the next morning. I guess I just knew going into high school that, you know, drinking and smoking and everything like that isn't legal for a minor to do. And so I just went in with very strong grounded ideas and beliefs in the fact that I would not be partaking in that, even if my friends did, which some of my friends definitely do party on the weekends, and they respect and they understand that that's just not me and that's never going to be me. That's another reason why I wanted to make this video, is because I feel like a lot of young adults and high schoolers are constantly given reasons as to why they should party and why they should drink and why they should smoke. But I don't see a lot of things on the internet, and this is when I think that the internet can be a really, really powerful tool. I rarely ever see somebody on the internet talking about why they choose to not do kind of the normal high school social scene. And so I'm here to tell you all that it is completely okay to say no. Don't feel like you have to give in to the peer pressure. It's called peer pressure for a reason. It is pressure, but that pressure is put on you, and what it is, you have a choice as to whether or not you want to say yes or you want to say no. Another reason that I just kind of want to touch base on for a minute, and this one might seem pretty obvious to some, but some might not even think about it, which is why I want to mention it. Something that's always also stuck out to me is for, you know, when you're drunk or when you're high, and I have personally never been either one of those things. And I am not ashamed at all to admit that. I don't think anybody should ever feel ashamed that they've never gone out drinking or smoking with friends. But I just know from what my friends have told me, you know, you lose all of your inhibitions, and you know, you kind of say whatever comes. There's really no filter. And to me, the idea of having no control over your body or your thoughts is such a scary thing to me, and something that I never wanna experience. So I know even once I turn 21 and I can legally go out for, you know, drinks with friends, I will always be the one to very much so watch what I drink and drink responsibly, just because the idea of not having control of yourself, mind or body or words, is just such a scary thing to me, and I never want to experience that. And while some may say, well, Ruby, that is true, you know, sometimes people kind of just say whatever they want and they lose control, but it doesn't have to be that way. Which is true. You can justify it by saying I party, but I party responsibly. Or you just don't have to do it at all. And I'm not here to play the bad cop and say partying is bad, you should never do it. If you want to go out and party, go out and party. But I'm just kind of here to be that voice that if ever a young adult or a teenager or high schooler is confused, you know, about what they want to do and what choice they want to make at a specific point in their high school career, I'm just here to be that voice that kind of says, the opposite of what the norm is, which is you don't have to party, and there's a way to be involved in the social scene of high school without, you know, getting drunk and staying out late and probably making decisions that you'll regret in the morning. And the last point that I really want to make in this video is if you are someone who is currently in high school, whether you be a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and you are faced with a decision as to whether or not, you know, you want to go have a night out with friends, truly think about it. Is this something that you want to do, or is this something that you feel as if you're being pressured into doing? I'm also a big advocate into talking to your parents. I tell my parents almost everything, and I know that that's very odd for a teenager to say that they have such a close relationship with their parents, but I really do, and I actually feel very blessed to be able to say that. But truly and truthfully, if you are conflicted as to whether or not to make a certain decision, I would honestly say talk to your parents, because they might have some stories from high school of when they went to parties and they either had the best night of their lives or they had the worst night of their lives. And that can definitely influence your final decision. But really, when it comes down to it, make sure that partying is something that you want to do, and make sure that it's not something that you're being pressured into doing and you're just saying yes because you think it's the cool thing to do, or you think that people are going to shun you because you don't. I promise you, nobody is going to shun you. I have been invited to multiple parties throughout my high school career, and every time I say no, nobody gets mad. I've never lost any friends over the fact that I don't want to go out drinking with friends. And like I said previously, even if nobody directly says it to your face, people really do respect you a lot more if you say no, you know, to going to parties or drinking or whatever, and you justify your reason by just saying, you know what, it's just not what I'm gonna do. People respect you a lot more. So I guess that kind of wraps up this Ruby Likes to Ramble video as to why I do not party. I really hope that this helps some of you guys, because I know that it's a topic and a subject that a lot of high schoolers are going to have to deal with at one time or another. And like I said previously, I feel like a lot of people talk about why they choose to live a certain lifestyle, why they choose to go out partying and everything like that. But I feel like not enough people have talked about their choices and defended their choices as to why they kind of go against the norm and why they don't party. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, help me get to 1,000. It would mean the world to me. Follow me on all my social media networks. Links are always in the down bar below. I hope that you guys are having an awesome day, night, afternoon, whenever you guys are watching this. If you guys have any additional questions for this video, because I know that this was definitely more of a mature subject, a lot kind of different than what I usually talk about here on my channel, feel free to leave a comment down below. Shoot me a personal message. It doesn't actually even have to be a personal message on YouTube. It can be a personal message on any of my social media networks, and I will be sure to get back to you. But until then, like I said, hope you guys are having an awesome day, night, afternoon, whenever you guys are watching this, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye, guys!